I think I'm live. Well, I know I'm alive. I can feel my heart beating and my breathing. Yeah, I'm breathing. Yes, my heart's beating. Yes, I'm alive. It's another live. Gosh, each live is getting longer and longer and longer. So I'm really sorry, and thanks for everyone who sticks out with me. I'm just going to tag a few people in. So if just bear with me. So invite some people along. So whoops, just hitting the wrong thing here. Oh, come on. I've got people ticking things off at the moment, ticking messages coming through thick and fast. Cross off that. Who else does normally join me? Carol, Berry, Julie. Be nice to have some people join me. So I'm not talking to myself. well, I do that all the time anyway. So let's get this going. So there's a few people there. So hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Yes. Well, I don't know what went wrong today. I blame Andy because it's his fault. I've just, so I'm going to complain. Andy texted me this morning. Well, he sent me something or other because I was only half asleep at about 7:20 this morning. Hi, Stephen. Morning kiss to you. Have you eaten the Twiglets? I'll have to explain about that. The Twiglets. But having a go at Andy at the moment. Thanks, Andy. Because as you know, I'm the world's worst. I set my alarm. Oh, there's hair. What's that? Another piece that I'm going to have to cut off. Don't tell Amanda Trott. As you know, I don't normally set my alarm until 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock. Now, I did want to set my alarm a little bit earlier today because, oh, yes, I need to just message Kerry. Kerry, and just say thank you for an amazing session today. Oh, can't spell today. So yes, because Kerry was doing a live business thing at 10:30, and I love going on her live. She's so knowledgeable about business and kicking you up your backside. I need a collar, or is it the way I'm sitting? Maybe it's the way I'm sitting. There we go. I'm a bit straighter then. No, I haven't been drinking. Well, only my tea. I'll talk about my mug in a minute. So yes, back to Andy. So I was lying there. Something woke me up. I don't know what it was. But normally, you know, as you know, I wake up and then I have my morning meditation of grounding and protection. You know, where I imagine I'm lying and grounding into Mother Earth. So I try and stay standard because, as you see, I'm all over here. I'm so working from my third eye, my crown chakra, that I need to work a lot more from my base and my solar plexus and my sacral area, which to most of you means absolutely nothing. So and then I put Archangel Michael's blue coat of protection around me. So just do that, and then hang on. I'm just going to someone else if they join me, Susan, because she often joins me. There's my cousin Susan, who's not been well. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I hit end live button. I've only just started. Yeah, that'd be the shortest one, 4 minutes. Yeah, so there I was. I'd woken up and I was lying there thinking, oh, I might go back to sleep because I hadn't set my alarm until 9:30 and stuff like that. And I was just lying there trying to get comfortable, gaining my little duvet. And then my phone goes beep, 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 like it does. It normally does all the way through. And I thought, oh, God, who's messaging me at 7:20 in the morning? So I was thinking, well, maybe it's my son who's decided to talk to me, because he's still not talked to me. He passed a message to me via his fiancée, Stacey, not girlfriend, fiancée, and she said, oh, one of his, and he named one of his bands, and I can't remember now, but she said, Henry told me to tell you was this name of this band, Disturbed, but because he's not talking to me, I had to give you the message. And anyone who's missed the previous the previous videos where I talked about sending his sock, and I still don't know whether he's received it yet or not. Hello, Susan. Love you. So yes, so there I was. So this phone goes beep 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 beep. Thinking, you know, something's happened, you know, because who else would be ringing me, texting me at 7:20 in the morning? It's Andy. Hi, Andy, who has got the most beautiful wife, Saria. She's beautiful. I've spoke to her about her the other day. She's just the most amazing person ever, with all the things that go on in her life. She's so supportive and loving to everyone else that she puts me to shame. She's such an inspiration, Saria. And the better still, she has to live with Andy. That's what makes her such a saint, Andy. He's going to get this on catch up and have a go at me. So there he was. He messaged me. Oh, he sent me something. So I sent her a thumbs up, because I was like, oh God, someone's telling me in the morning it's only 7:20 and I don't get up until 9:30. So he then messaged me back, going, oh, I'm glad to see someone else is up at this early. I went, well, I'm only up because you flipping text me a moment. And then he proceeded to kick me up my arse about my business. Thank you. And I said, well, you know, I'm doing this, and it got to 8:00, and after we were doing a few messages, and he was giving me some ideas about my business and basically telling me to get out of bed and get my arse into gear, blah 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 blah. Sounds just like my daughter Anna, blah 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 blah, blah, just like Julie Murphy, blah 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 blah. I know you all mean well. My procrastination is lifting. So then I said, well, I've got to go, because the bathroom's calling me, and it's good, Julie, bathroom, Julie. Now Simona knows. Last time she used my bathroom, there's like a dark spirit lives in my bathroom. So maybe it was the dark spirit going, Julie, dark spirit wants you. Ooh. Yeah, it's really a bit unnerving, because sometimes you're lying in the bath. Of course, I'm lying in the bath naked. Not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight. And of course, there's this dark shadow. I'm thinking, oh, you're a bit kinky, aren't you? I digress. So then he said to me, why? Well, I said, well, I've got to go. I've got to do a few things. And I said, I'm doing this amazing meeting with attending this live session with Kerry at 10. And he points out quite bluntly, well, that means you've got 2.5 hours to work on your business. And I went, so I actually did quite a bit of reading of my angel book. I'm reading Carl Gray, Angel Prayers. I think that's what it's called. Susan would probably correct me. I'm sure it's Angel Prayers with Kyle Gray. I can't remember, but it's a great book, and it's by my bed, and I like reading the angel bit at night. But last night I was a little bit tired, because about 4:00 in the night ago. I'm going to change my routines. So I'm hoping getting up this early means I'll go to bed a bit earlier tonight. So there was I. So I then read a bit about his things, and it was the law of manifestation I was reading about today, which goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. And again, those who aren't spiritual don't know what I'm talking about. Absolute rubbish, and I can have a private conversation, explain it all to you another time, because this isn't business talk. And I learned all about Archangel Jophiel, Jophiel, and oh, do you know, because I was doing it in bed this morning without my cup of tea, so my brain won't work. But it was absolutely fascinating about this law of manifestation. So I did my reading. I've done my meditation this morning. I've done a bit of business stuff. I've just done. I had an amazing conversation with a very dear friend. Can't wait until we get together after this, because then we're going to have one big piss up at her house. And I'm missing her dogs so much. Okay, today's mug. Apart from Mad Julie, today's mug actually is the same all the way around. Hang on, it's come out of the picture. Right, as you can see, it's an angel mug. But there's a story behind this mug, as there is behind most of my mugs. Big slurp, because I'm going to slop it. When I worked in the hospital, I worked as a secretary. I had a consultant, and her sister married a chief in an African country. And you know, I can't remember. I was going to say Botswana or Ethiopia or somewhere like that. Never mind. And she went to visit her sister. And when she came back, she said, "I've got you a present." I went, "What's that?" And she said, "I've got you a mug." And I went, "Oh, that's very nice." And she goes, "No, I'll tell you what it is. It's an angel mug." I went, "Really?" And she goes, "Yes." And she says, "It's interesting over there." Now, I'm not being racist, but as you know, most Africans who have dark coloured skin, all their angels they depict with white skins. But she said it's interesting because they've depicted angels as white skin for thousands of years, even before the white settlement were there. And I found that really interesting, because if you're people in the middle of the African desert or whatever, and the only people you've ever seen are dark skinned, but then they talk about their angels and they talk about them being white and the glow of the white. So I find that fascinating. I mean, personally speaking, angels come, but that's how Africa depicts their angels, as white faced. So a cup of tea, Andy, not coffee. I was going to have coffee. Right. Interesting things what you find on your doorstep. Well, as you know, I have got some weird and strange, wacky friends. I mean, I have to have weird and strange, wacky friends. Friends with Julie, and it was my daughter who left it. So I do know who'd left this parcel for me. It was a food parcel. Okay. And I love Anna. I'm not going to tag her into this because she's meant to be busy editing the film for that. She works for Northampton University and they're creating film adverts, and so she's doing the last of the editing today. So I wasn't going to tag her in today. So she left me on my doorstep. What? I'm going to Tesco's, doing a food shop. Do you need anything? So I said, well, apart from peppers and maybe some chicken. Yes, I'm not a vegetarian because I'm fed. I am mainly a vegetarian, but sometimes I just get so fed up of it. Like, the other day I had a bacon sandwich. So she's bought me a pack of 4 things. And she said, I brought you something. And so she left it on the doorstep. You wave from the window. Hi, Anna, I'll come and get it. Thank you. Lovely seeing you. Miss you. Miss you too. Have you got a job yet? Are you doing anything about your business? I mean, she can lecture me from the doorstep. She sounds worse than my mother. So, okay. So, as you know, I usually like my cider. Smirnoff Ice. Hey, because I like my vodka. Get my choice. Vodka and Coke or cider is my 2 main drinks. I can't drink gin; it gives me a headache. So I've got Smirnoff Ice to drink this weekend. So what's today? Friday. So this will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that's my alcohol treat, Smirnoff Ice. But jam donuts! A whole pack of 5 jam donuts. And you know what's so amazing? I'm the only one here who's going to be able to eat them. I'm not like when you're at home and you've got family there and it's like, oh, donuts! And I end up with I've got 5 donuts to eat. Oh my God! Jam donuts are my favourite of things. So I'm going to talk about jam donuts because, I love jam donuts, but I am a connoisseur of jam donuts. Okay. And there are certain jam donuts I like and certain jam donuts I cannot stand. Okay. And I am a very big traditionist jam donut eater. Okay. So my jam donut. So this isn't. Oh yeah, it's a jam donut. It's fine, but there's a lot right with it. There's also a lot wrong with it. You see, I've been eating jam donuts for years and years and years and years. This is years. When the M1 was first opened, God, this is going back to 1960 something or other. Anyone who's there's not many people older than me. Stephen, I don't know whether you're older than me. I may remember the actual date of the M1, but it was in about 1960. And what we used to do on a Sunday, this is sad, you know, because in the olden days when I was young and the dinosaurs existed, there were knights on shining armour on horses. I'm going to do that because I'm going to be tempted to take a bite of that and I don't want to have. Oh. Right, this is carrying on with the top theme yesterday. What we used to do on a Sunday, especially in the winter when there was nothing else to do, my dad had an E-type Jag. Yeah, we had an E-type Jag. And that's another story about the E-type Jag. This was before it got stolen and used in a bank robbery. I'll tell you about that in a minute, about the jam donut. So on a Sunday, we'd all get into my dad's E-type Jag. And we lived in our house, as I talked about yesterday, and we go for a little drive. And what we used to do, we used to go onto the motorway. And this is, of course, the times before I think there was a motorway, because when the motorways were first opened, they didn't have speed restrictions. And unless, of course, it was early when they brought in the 70 miles an hour. But it was like, in those days, it didn't matter, you know, how fast you went, because there was never police cops and stuff like that. So my dad ganked us onto the motorway. And there'd be me and my two brothers squeezed in the back seat because, of course, an E-type Jag is really a sports car. And you've got the two main seats and then this pathetic little nothing seat and no boot, you know, because it's a sports car. I mean, it's not meant to be carrying kids in the back seat. And what we used to do is pile in the back of the seat. Dad would go down the motorway and I'd be going, faster, Daddy, faster, faster, faster. And we'd go, yeah. And now it was quite young because my younger brother, it must have been after 90, because my brother was born in 1966. So this must have been about 1968, 1960. Yeah, 69. No, mind, because it was when my brother, young brother, still had a dummy. And we'd open the back window, and the back windows, they didn't wind down, they sort of opened sideways. And going, Daddy, faster, faster, faster. You know, sort of hitting about 75, 80 miles an hour. In those days, that felt really, really, really fast. You know, in these days, you know, you think nothing of it, you know, but, you know, it's going really fast, you know. And my brother turned his around, and his dummy sucked out the window. And we shot down the back of the window. There was this dummy going boom, boom, boom. And he was going, I've lost my dummy. And then he started going, I need my dummy. And my mum said, oh, well, we'll go to the service station in a minute, because that's where we were going, to the service station. And I'll buy you one. And of course, when we got there, it was like, oh, right, it's time for. And we used to go to the service station and we'd have a cup of tea and a cake. And I would always have the jam donut. I think it's the Watford Gap on the M1 we'd go to. Or was it Newport? It was either Newport Pagnell or Watford Gap, because we were coming up from like Hemel Hempstead area. So I can't remember which one we used to. But I always used to have a Coke. Oh yeah, this is our sweet treat of the week. I would have Coke or lemonade or whatever, and a jam donut. And they would be jam donuts covered in granulated sugar with real strawberry in it. Okay, so that to me is a proper jam donut. This is not 100% jam donut. This has got fake strawberry gunk in the middle. What's it called? Filled with jam. Why it says that? Rolled in sugar for a sweet fluffy treat. The sugar is icing sugar. Oh, God! You do not put icing sugar on jam donuts. No. It's got to be granulated sugar. And I tell you what, I went into Morrison's a few years ago. Oh, well, this is going back years and years and years ago. Now, I told you I'm an expert on jam donuts. And I went in and wanted to get the jam donuts. And he says, oh, they're not quite ready yet. And so I said, yeah. And I said, well, can you do them? I said, with this, with the granulated sugar. And he looked at me and goes, no, they've got to be this icing sugar. And I went, utter rubbish. I said, I've been eating donuts far longer than you've had hot dinners. I said, please don't tell me how to make a jam donut, because I've made jam donuts. I mean, I did an A-level cookery course, and we did make jam donuts the proper way, okay? With the dough rising, and then how to, with a syringe, you sort of put the jam in and deep fry them. And then as soon as they come out, you roll them in granulated sugar, if desperate, caster sugar, but it's got to be granulated, And then people started, I'm going to eat it in a minute, but I'm so excited for jam donuts. They're Tesco's. So I don't like Morrison's jam donuts, but Morrison does do a salted caramel one. Now, you see, jam donuts, they're called jam donuts because they're jam donuts, okay? I don't get the ones that are round with the icing on the top. Yeah, they're all right, got the chocolate icing or the pink icing or the white icing, but that's not a proper donut. This is a donut, okay, with caster sugar and proper jam, strawberry jam. I mean, I've eaten apple donuts, they're all right, but it's not a proper donut. I've eaten salted caramel donuts, they're really quite nice, but it's not a jam donut. And all these different fillings, it's like you have all these different ciders, and cider is apple. If you're going to have pear cider, you call it pear cider, okay? But all this stuff that's sold as cider, and you've got all this like blackberries in it and all these things. No, cider's apple. Jam donuts are jam donuts, and they're not these round. Oh, okay, the only good thing about the round ring donuts is that they've got a donut with a non-fattening centre. So anyone who's on a diet, so if you're on a diet and you want a donut, have the rings because they've got a non-fattening centre. It's not if you want to have a mint. The Polos have got a non-fattening centre as well. Unlike a tree ball mint, other mints available from other companies. But if you want a non-fattening mint, a sweet with a non-fattening centre, Polos, or you could have oh God, can you remember? There's the Polos, but then in the old days they used to have the fruit flavoured Polos, and they were sort of coloured green, but it was clear and pink and coloured clear. God, what on earth are they called? God, if anyone can remember those sweets. God, they don't make sweets like they used to. Okay, so brain dead, jam donut sort of. My brain's gone. Maybe, hang on, I'm going to have to take a bite. Oh, this is brunch. Very unhealthy. Very rude. Talking mouthful. Yeah, so if you want a donut that's with a fattening-free centre, have a ring donut. But then you haven't got the flavour of the jam, and it's part of the jam. And you see, also, when you've got granulated sugar, it's much nicer to suck off your thumb. Because if you've got this flipping stupid icing sugar, and the thing I find about with icing sugar, if you don't eat your sandwich that day, when you go back the next day to get them, the icing sugar's sort of being sucked into the donut, so you haven't got that crispy thing. But if you've got granulated sugar, it's sorry. That was only one mouth. Imagine if I bit into it and the jam had shot everywhere. What a mess. Oh my goodness me, I'm all sticky now. Right, another slurp of tea. Okay. So, yes, yesterday evening, oh my gosh. Now, I know client confidentiality, so I'm not going to mention names, but I had my very first paying customer for a tarot reading online. Yes! The bank manager's happy. Yes! And it sort of went okay. Sort of. I mean, I'm so used to doing my readings, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more on my Healing Hand Services page next Monday. But I'm so used to having my clients in front of me, and I'm so used to them putting their energy into the cards, and I'm so used to getting them choosing the cards and do it. And so this is really weird, and it's all right then. I go, right, I'm going to connect into your energy, and your angels and spirit guides are going to connect. So we've got our triangle and things like that. And suddenly, like everyone else, we're all having to work in a completely different way to how we're used to with this lockdown. So going online. So it's like, so I said to this girl, my client, I said to her, we'll do the reading and see how it goes. I said, because she said, oh, it's the first time she's had a reading on a screen. Normally she's faced, in real life, face to face. But as some of you know, there's a little virus going around, so we're all stuck in the house for yet another 3 weeks. Well, I don't mind because, it means I've got another 3 weeks to focus on things. But so it was like, how am I going to do this energy and sort of thing? And actually, it worked really well, because we were talking and we sort of connected or with spirit guides. And it's like, you're just trusting in spirit and your angels. Someone shuffled the cards and did her reading. And she came back and she said, that was really amazing. It was so accurate. So it's sort of like, I came out with such a buzz last night. It works. So I'm going to be pushing that actually. I've got the confidence now to do my online tarot reading because it gave me a lot of confidence and it's like, yes. So, but I'll be talking about my online tarot and a thing that I'll be starting next Tuesday, a regular section, but I'm going to be talking about that healing hands because this isn't a business talk. This is a day in the life of Julie. Welcome to Julie's world. A little bit of sparkle. That was yesterday, wasn't it? It's the angels today. Like I said, it's very apt because I was reading Carl Gray's angel book. He's a fascinating guy, absolutely fascinating, so knowledgeable, so young, so good looking. Kicks for the other cricket team, unfortunately, I believe. What a waste. Never mind. It'd make me a good toy boy. Yeah, maybe he's my soulmate. Nah. Okay, so it's very apt that I read the angel book and now I'm drinking out of my angel mug and I was connecting with well, they're not new angels. I'd heard of the angels before, but Jeremiah and Jophiel, I think they were. Oh, I can't remember how you pronounce the names now. I'll have to talk to Susan and I'll spell it out and then Susan will have to tell me how you pronounce the right name. Susan is absolutely amazing. She's on live at the moment, I think, unless she's quit and given up on me. She's so knowledgeable about the angels that if you want to know anything, if you want to connect with angels, Susan is just brilliant. I tap into Susan all the time about angels and things like that. And it's so lovely to meet someone who loves angels, but I think she loves angels more than me. So, and I thought I was bad with the angels, but she just thinks, well, yeah, but you like the dragons. And I went, yeah. But so I'm going to ring Susan later today. Just let you know, Susan, this afternoon, because I just need to know how to pronounce these angels' names properly. And and I, with my dyslexia, yes, I do have dyslexia, so I find sometimes pronouncing things from a book a little bit hard. So yes, I might hassle Susan for a 5-minute call and go, how do you say this word? How do you say this word? But it's nice, but it's connecting, and it was all to do with the law of manifestation that Carl Gray was talking about. But this afternoon, yes, I'm still. Oh, I don't know where my dragon book's gone. I'm still going through that. I didn't actually manage to do much reading yesterday. I did something else. Brain dead. See, Joey in my brain is causing me a little bit of problem at the moment with my short-term memory. So I apologise if I do go off and then I forget what I'm doing because I'm having a few problems. But that's my problem, not your problem. So I'm sorry if I suddenly lose it. Because Joey is being a pain at the moment. So yes. So yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Oh, there they are. Because I was using the cards last night, my tarot cards. I was using angel tarot cards last night. I love them. Love them. Because I do like working my angels. Angel Gabriel. No, it wasn't Angel Gabriel. These began with a J. They began with a J. What I'll do is after I finish, I'll go and get the book and then I'll write the name of the angels here. And they were, Archangel Gabriel, but no, these began with a J, like a Julie, J for Julie. So I will, when I've finished, I'll go and grab the book and get the spelling and put it down here. And then, well, like I said, I'll talk to Susan later, and then hopefully when she'll tell me how to pronounce it properly, I can pronounce them properly tomorrow. It's a shame I can't get her to pop on for me for a second. Go, you pronounce it like this. Okay, let's do the card for the collective today. And just a hint, not that I'm announcing much, but if you do like card readings and interesting in the odd, just doing a card reading, on a Tuesday, but again, I'll be talking about this more on Monday, but starting on a Tuesday, just while we're in lockdown, because I do other things on a Tuesday, but at the moment, because I can't go out on a Tuesday because we're on lockdown, I thought what I'd do in Healing Hand Services, because I do Reiki Teddy 6 till 6ish on a Tuesday. So I thought on a Tuesday night at the moment, from about 7:30 to about 9 o'clock, I'll go live on Healing Hands, so Healing Hands Services. And if anyone wants one card, we'll do one card reading for you. Oh, it's upside down, friendship. Oh, didn't we have that the other day, friendship? And then, so if you just want a one card reading, so I just spend an hour and a half, totally free, one card readings for people. And then if someone else, they had a question, we put it up to spirit, and whatever that question is, I don't know, will I win the lottery? Oh, they're all upside down. What's it say? Forgiveness. Don't know what that's got to do with the question, but I'm just mucking around now. So I just pull cards and then I talk about it. So that's what I'm going to be doing on a Tuesday night. We will be totally free, but then I'll be offering some special card readings prices for people. I'm going to turn these around because I don't like upside down. Now, I will just say how I work. When people do tarot reading and the cards appear upside down, sometimes they say it's the opposite meaning. With oracle cards, the way I work, we're all different. As I've said about the way we meditate, the way we think, we're all different. And whatever sits in your heart, go with that way. When I work with oracle cards, it doesn't matter to me which way round they are. A card is a card. Okay. Sometimes if they're persistently, you pick and it keeps coming out upside down, well then they're telling you something. But if I was just doing like a reading and the card comes out and it's upside down, oh, there's friendship. That's twice. I'm going to stick to that. We're going to talk about that because that's interesting. That I was shuffling and the first one I pulled out was friendship, and now I was just shuffling and friendship has come out again. So we need to Spirit is telling me about that. So when I work with oracle cards, and your oracle cards, like your angel cards like this, they could be fairy cards, they could be Native American cards, they could be moonology cards, they could be dragon card, any sort of theme. They're oracle cards as opposed to tarot. And whenever I work with any of those cards, like I said, it doesn't matter to me whether they're upside down or not, because I'm just picking the card. So let me see. Card for the collective. Card for the collective. Just linking in. Okay. And our third one. Oh, that one. Okay. Because that one's sort of slipped out. Okay. So it's interesting. Card for the collective. Friendship. I need some new cards. They're all coming apart. There's a little plastic, but it shows how much I've used these. Well used. Well used. Friendship. Well, we had that either yesterday or the day before. We've had this already this week. And it was interesting when I was just doing it, then friendship came up, and now as I was shuffling, it came out. So we need to talk about friendship. This is interesting because I had a friend today, a very lovely girl, lovely girl, who she's actually took half an hour out of work. We did WhatsApp, hoping her boss didn't catch her because she was meant to be doing the wages. And we had a chin wag. Amazing what you can do. Oh God. But yeah, so we had a chat and it was lovely to touch base with her. And in fact, I think we're going to carry on this afternoon when she's not working this afternoon evening. We're going to carry on with our conversation because she goes, God, now I'm meant to be doing the wages. But it was lovely to touch base because it's been a while. It's been ages since I've spoken to her. Yeah, so that was really nice, touching base, and then saying about someone we feel we got, we're getting a sense about someone. So my friendship, I need to ring someone because I've been feeling something in my gut instinct that I've been thinking the last few days. I need to call this person, need to call that person. And then with talking to this other person, when instead of making her work, we were chatting. I don't know. Well, she got paid for half an hour's work, and she was still doing what she was chatting, but she was still getting half pay's wage. So half an hour can't be bad. But I've got this gut instinct for the last couple of days. I need to ring this person, Rita, ring this, but not the one I spoke to today at work, but this other person, a mutual colleague, and I said, I've been feeling this, and she goes, so is she. So we've both been picking up something. So yes, it's very important to catch up. So if you do suddenly, if there's someone you've not been seeing or you've not been in touch with, and suddenly something pops into your head, say for example, someone who's completely mad and is really into Cliff Richard, and you haven't spoken to them for ages, and suddenly you turn the radio on and there's the Cliff Richard music. It's spirit telling you to contact that friend because they need it, because everyone's going a bit doolally, and especially now we've heard we're going to be in for another 3 weeks. It is very important. So if your gut instinct starts talking to you, you need to mention someone. Or their name pops up, or you suddenly on Facebook and you suddenly go, oh God, they've liked my post, but I haven't seen them for about a year or something. Just message them. Friendship is very important this time, and message them and then say, shall we talk? Use your phone. You don't have to go and FaceTime someone. You can just. But I'm feeling at the moment, rather than texting, because you're waiting for that. Physically, we've got time to actually talk. So let's talk. Let's talk. So friendship. Now, the other thing that's just come up is children. Okay. And I've just been literally told by Spirit that this isn't about our children as in our children and our grandchildren. What it is getting in touch with our inner child, because this is so serious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know I do laugh about the virus. And you could spend the whole day going, oh my goodness, we're going to die. No. And you turn on the news all the time. It's negativity, blah, 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 blah. Don't half drag you down. Okay, so this is why I come on and have a laugh with you in the mornings to try and lighten the mood. And this is telling me to tell you all to get childlike. Yes, it is very adult. We all have bills to pay. We've got jobs. We're worried about not having a job. We've been made redundant. We've got no money coming in and stuff like that. And that's all adult things, okay? And there's not a lot we can do because it's control. But what we can do is control a little bit of fun. And I don't know if you've been noticing, there's some been amusing videos of people trying to amuse themselves as I've been watching those. So it's like getting back in touch with your child self. There was a great one, which I reposted on mine. It was this girl, and she's and I'd not heard of her, but apparently she's got like 20 million viewers on Instagram, and she's a beautician. And she sat there, and she had her husband with his arms. So I'm sure you've seen that, where you've got someone behind, you can't see them, but they've got their arm. So he sits there and he starts picking her nose and trying to get her to eat the bogey. But what she decides to do, very trusting, is she's got all her makeup there, and she goes, right, I'm going to demonstrate on you on how to do a makeover. So then, of course, he can't see what he's doing, so he's picking up something, and she goes, so we're going to start off with the foundation. And of course, he picks up something like an eyeshadow. She went, oh, all right, we're going to do eyeshadow. You see what she looked like, because he tried to do her eyeliner and her eyebrows. But it was so funny. I was pissing myself laughing. And that's what we need to do. Get back in touch with our fun. We are stuck here. And yes, we do have to be serious, but we do have to lighten the mood a bit. So if you do want to be silly or spend half an hour watching some of these stupid videos, and don't criticise people, because they're bored and they want a bit of fun in their life. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a day with Reiki Teddy and show what Teddy does in his day, which is not a lot, apart from sitting behind me going, "Mummy's loony, mummy's." But no, we need to get in touch with our childish, if you put a Tom and Jerry cartoon on or something, or put The Simpsons and have a giggle or something like that, it's very good. But the other card that's come up is body care. Okay. And this isn't just for our bodies. And this is probably a hint at me because I'm eating flipping chat donuts. Because my figure, oh my God, I've never had a figure like that. I'm so well gel of my daughter. I think last time I had a figure like that, and I was size 8. This is in my youth, because when a size 8 meant a size 8, and you got 10s and 12s and 14s. And in my youth, we used to have a size 13. Yeah, strange size, because you were halfway between a 12 and a 14. Yeah, look, I can do maths. 13 is the middle of 12 and 14. And 13 was an unlucky number for some people, but in some countries 13 is a good number. And in my youth, in my pudgy youth, I've always been fat and pudgy, I was a size 13. It was a teenage size. I don't think you got it in adults, but in teenagers you had it. But yeah, body care. Because this is probably having a go at me. This is Angel's telling me, because I'm eating jam, donuts. Well, that's because my daughter left them. She leaves the bag and goes, bye. And I go, yeah, bye. Thank you for my shopping. Because, I am meant to be self-isolating. I've only been out about 3 times. One of those times was supposed to sock back. I need to message Stacey, fiance, not girlfriend, to see whether they've received the sock yet. Oh, God. And to drop off my medicines. And in fact, this afternoon, I've got to ring the chemist to see if all my medication. This is probably why Joey's playing off, because I need my medication. Oh, that's a thought. I need someone to remind me later on, because my brain isn't working at the moment, short-term memory, to remind me to ring the chemist and see if my medicine's ready, because I need some, because Joey's really playing up. But that's my problem. That's my body care problem. But yes, some of us are actually starting to drink a bit more, because there's nothing else to do, or we keep going, we go to the larder and help yourself to stuff, or eating the biscuits. So we need to take care of our body. Yes, that's a female, naked, buck-naked, birthday suit. Gosh, I'd like a birthday suit as smooth and silky as that. Oh God, I've probably given you all nightmares now. But yes, this is to remind you, we're stuck in for another 3 weeks. So please try and take care. There's, like I said on the other day on YouTube, there's lots of yoga videos and Pilates, I believe, because I haven't actually found them yet. So I might be talking up my arse, and there aren't any. No, there is. Yeah. Is it Joe, the every morning he does live PE? My problem is, this is my excuse, but I can't really use it at the moment because I live on a first floor flat. And if I suddenly start dancing, it bangs the ceiling downstairs and it upsets the family. Well, I don't know whether it upsets them or not, because they start playing their accordions and things, and then they start playing their Romanian music, which sounds very muffled. And when they got this accordion, and then they start singing. Now, I thought I couldn't sing, okay, but oh my God. I always thought I was the world's worst singer, and if there was a competition for the world's worst singer, I would come first. Well, after listening to my neighbours downstairs, I think we're first equal, or she could win and I could come second now. She's even worse than me. And it's in Romanian, it sounds awesome. And they got the accordion going, accordion, and they got the music going on their radio, record player, or whatever it is. And then they start singing these songs. in Romania. So maybe I ought to then start dancing, and then I hear the banging, and they'll stop. But they're not there. They've disappeared. They've disappeared on me. They haven't been around for about 2.5 weeks, and there's great gossip going around the road. Had they gone back to Romania? And if so, how the hell did they get there? Because there's no flights and the car's missing. So that's the main one. We think they may have gone back to Romania while not. Otherwise, she has got a family member living around the corner, but I don't think they're living around the corner because no one's come to the flat at all. No one's been in, and you would have thought if they live locally, they come and pick up their post, and yeah. So actually, I've got no excuse for not doing any exercise because I've got no one in the flat down below, so I can make as much noise. So maybe I will go to YouTube, which I managed to sort out in time for tonight's musical. Well, hey, don't forget, 7 o'clock tonight. Andrew Lloyd Webber, if you're into musicals, is a live stream of Phantom of the Opera. Oh yeah, can't wait. So yeah, so I'm going to, when I go on there, maybe this afternoon, I'll see if there's a Pilates. I'm not all into aerobics because I get all hot and sweating. Bit parts of my body bounce up and down, and that's not just my boobs, my tummy bumps up and down, and my bum bumps and down, and my back wings move. So I'm not all that keen on physical things. I'm all right with swimming because not much bounces there, but I feel very uncomfortable. But I could do yoga, tree position. We see, I'm doing the tree position in my arms, but I'm just because I can't balance, because that again is due to Joey. I cannot balance on one leg or one foot because he's upset my balance. So unless I'm doing sitting down moves, anything standing up, I'll be all over the place. But hey ho. Yeah, I need to start looking at that. So those are our cards. There was something I was going to talk, but I got sidetracked. And oh yeah, my dad's heat-up jack that got stuck. I'm completely off this. Oh. I told you Joey's playing up at the moment. Yeah, I've called him Joey because he's male, because he's already pain in the backside. Sorry, any men who's watching this, but bloody Joey. Yeah, eat up, Jack. Right, my dad. We lived in the middle, as I said yesterday, in a big house in the middle of the woods. Miles from here, about a mile and a half from Berkhamsted railway station. And once in a blue moon, my dad would have to, due to his work, he's something like medical officer in the health and safety executive. I don't know. I didn't really know what he was. He was just daddy, he was just my dad. And he'd come home in the evening, we'd play, and then he'd go off to work. And it just, all I knew was daddy was a doctor. And it wasn't until he died and I saw the obituary and I thought, oh my gosh, that's what my dad did. Because he was just daddy. I didn't realise how high up he was and how influential he was, and the papers he'd written and the research. But I've digressed. So once in a blue moon, my dad would, because his office was based in Luton, so he'd drive there. But once in a blue moon, he'd have to go to London to do the government work that he was doing. And so what he used to do is he used to get in his car, drive down to the station. He had his special place. It shows how important my dad was, and it never crossed my mind, well, unless he had money. There were some special places in the front of the railway station where you had a metal pole. These are in the old days, things are different now. But you had a metal pole and you had a key. You had to pay for it, but only the select few, probably if you were a Rotarian or a or, the nudge, nudge, wink, wink people. You know what I mean? Yeah, unless you're part of them, the secret society, the shake and the nudge, nudge, wink, wink sort of thing, which probably was. And this is probably why he got this parking space. But you had a key and you put the pole down, drive over, put the pole up. So it'd lock your car in, be nice and safe. And in theory, no one would nick it. So we also had this thing, because when I worked in London, I commuted, we had this Save us money. And it was in the days of the red telephone boxes. Kids on here won't understand what a red telephone box is. But what you used to do, and it was also in the days when you just had 4 numbers to dial, okay? You just had to dial 1, 2, 3, 4, and you answered and it rang you home, sort of thing. And if you wanted to ring where I was, if I wanted to speak to someone living in Hemel Hempstead, you just pick up the phone, press 9, and then their 4-figure number, and you get through to Hemel Hempstead. And then if you wanted to speak to someone in King's Langley, this is only if you're from Berkhamsted. If you wanted to speak to someone, one of your friends who lived, say, in King's Langley or Tring, could have been Tring, and you just picked up your phone, you pressed 99, and then their 4-figure number, and it automatically. One day I wasn't paying attention, I pressed 999, and they go, operator, please, serve ambulance. I went, no, I'm trying to ring my friend in Tring. She goes, well, you rung 999. I went, no, do you want emergency service? No, I want my friend in Tring. She goes, my darling, you rung the wrong number. Okay. So what we used to that was in the days before they, now you have the area code, Northampton 01604 or Bedford 01234 or whatever it is, you do, or 01908 for Mills and Keynes, those were in those days. And then I think because so many people were dialing 999, because most of the people you dialed 9 for your local. So I think they're having too many. That's why I think they brought in these area codes. And then they brought in the 6-figure numbers. So we had this code that when you got home, and if you'd missed the back to Berkhamsted, and if you'd missed the village bus up from Berkhamsted up to Potton End, not that we got off at Potton End, we had to get off in the middle of the countryside by the golf course and walk to get to home, but that's another story. But if you missed the village bus, and the last one was about 4:30, well, if you were commuting, you wouldn't get home until about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So you get either by the bus and walk round to the railway station, and you get to the railway station and there'd be a red telephone box, and you pick it up and you dial the number and you let it go ring, 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 then you hang it up. Then you pick the phone up. This is our secret code. Dial the number, ring, 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 hang up. You don't put your money in because it just rings. And then you do it a third time, ring, 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 ring. So that was the code. So if your phone at home went, and Mum would say, because they were doctors and they'd have phone calls, but they knew this code that if it rang 3 times, times 3 times, one member of the family, whoever it was down at the railway station, they'd missed the bus and they needed a lift home. And then you just stood there, and because it was in the winter, it's fine because you could wait for them, and you had to wait about 15, 20 minutes before they turn up, but one member of family would come and pick you up. So back to my dad with his E-type Jag. In this so-called safe, secure parking space, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, handshake, sort of thing. And one day he'd went off to work up into London. So he drove down to the thing in his E-type Jag, parked his car, locked it all up, got in and went to London. Well, he comes out of the railway station, and I don't know what he was thinking about, but and he came out and he thought, the car's not there. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I've driven because sometimes Mum would drop him down and then go off to work as a doctor, depending on what train he was, and because Mum was a doctor and so she'd be going off to surgery, so he'd say, oh, I'm going on the 9 o'clock train this morning because it's cheaper. So Mum would say, well, I'll drop you off at 10 to 9, and then I'd go to surgery. And so often, sometimes Dad would drive and sometimes he wouldn't. So this is probably where the mix up. So he'd had a long day. He comes out, so his car's not there. So he does the code, ring, 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 ring. Mum goes, oh, I've got to go and fetch Dad, and she's in the middle of cooking dinner. So I said, well, I'll carry on cooking dinner. And Mum said, well, that'll be great, because as soon as we come in, we can eat. So she said, I'll go down and pick your dad up. So she gets in the car, in her estate car, the one where we had the dog yesterday. I talked about the dog falling in the canal, and but which had been disinfected and de-smelled of canal dog. So she gets in her car, goes off down the hill to the railway station, picks up my dad, brings him back, and chat all the way home, and dinner's ready. And then he gets in the car, and and then Mum just parks it in the drive, and we had a long double garage, and it was shut. So Dad said, oh, thank you very much for picking me up, and we eat dinner like this, and then he was sort of saying you know what? He said something strange. What's that? I'm going, no. And he was, oh, that's it. He was like, we're going to have some, and we had a big chest deep freeze in the garage. This is why we had a big double garage. We had this big chest deep freeze. And so Mum says, oh, we'll have some ice cream or frozen mousse or something. Dennis, go and get the ice cream. Okay, says he. So he toddles off to the deep freeze, opens it up. And he sort of stands there and thinks, well, the garage is empty. So he comes in and he goes, you know what? He says, the garage is empty. My car's not there. And Mum said, oh. And he said, well, where's my car? And Mum said, she went, well, actually, she goes, I just suddenly thought about it. You took yourself to the railway station. She says, so I wondered why I had to come and pick you up. So my dad said, yeah, but he wasn't out there. So we finished our ice cream. This is an E-Type Jag, okay, worth a lot of money. I think it's an E-Type Jag 7, Mark 7. My brothers could probably correct me, but it was blue. So we eat our ice cream and leave me and my brothers to clear up our dinner because my dad's going, you know, maybe I didn't park it in my special parking space. Maybe I parked it in the general car park. And I'd forgotten. So Mum and he gets into Mum's car, which had been de-smelled from the dog canal trip. They drive back down. Well, they were gone for hours. Hours and hours and hours. We were getting a bit worried. And of course, in those days, you don't have mobile phones. So there's no way to contact Mum and Dad. Unlike now, we've all got mobile phones. And it was like, Mum and Dad's been gone for hours. And they've gone for about 3 hours. They'd gone to the railway station, parked just outside because Mum said, I'm not going to pay to go and park there. You go and go. So, and he says, well, I can't remember where I parked my car. And he goes, so they went to the front. He goes, no, the car's definitely not out the front, definitely not outside the front. So he says, oh, maybe I did park it in the general car park. So they went into the general car park. It was massive. They walked round and round. Do you think they could find this blue E-Type Jag? Well, you know what's going to say. They couldn't find this blue E-Type Jag. And Mum said, well, where the hell's your car? And Dad says, well, where the hell's my car? Because he says, it's not at home. He goes, yeah, I do remember driving it. And he said, you know, I do remember parking outside the front. So they walked back to the front of the railway station to these private nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know, parking spaces with the metal poles. And he goes, yeah, he says, but he said, and he touched this metal pole and it just went, and he realised it broke. Someone had nicked his car, right? Someone. And he hadn't realised. He thought, and it's not really funny. This is pride and joy, this E-Type Jag, right? Well, it gets even better. So they had to tootle off to the police station. This is why they were gone so long, but we didn't realise that he'd realised that his car had been nicked. So they had to go to the police station and report it. And of course, in those days, they didn't have CCTV or anything like that. And so they had to report the car was stolen. So they reported it all. And oh, car's been nicked. Now I've got to get another car. And so he had to go and hire a car from somewhere because being a doctor, he needed transport to get to his patients and his work, etc., etc. So had all that hassle. Had to phone up the, you know, insurance company. The car's been nicked and blah 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 blah. Well, about 5 days later, not very long later, he had a phone call from the police going, Dr. Trott? Goes, yeah. We found your car. Oh, great. Is it okay? Oh, yeah, it's okay. There's not much damage to it. And there wasn't much damage, apart from where they sort of tried to break in and start the cars. But apart from that, there was no real structural damage. All that some bubbles gone. And he said, well, we've just got to do fingerprints and stuff. But if you could bear with us, you can get the car back, you know, once we've dealt with it and stuff. Okay, says my dad. And he said, yeah, he said, what it was it was used, someone used it as a getaway car in a robbery. Oh, says Dad, okay. But he says, we've got the people and we've got all the evidence. And so, you know, about a week later, 10 days later, my dad gets the car back. I'm sorry. because when they'd done this robbery, someone had seen the car. So the police had put out on their bulletin board a missing car, Dad's car being stolen. And then it was announced that it had been used in this getaway. And for some unknown reason, the police had forgotten to take it off their system that this was still not, it was no longer a wanted car. You know what's coming, don't you? That was about 10 days, about after a week of having his car back, driving. Excuse me. This car's wanted for a robbery. You'll be wanted. For an armed robbery. No, Dr. Tranya. I had to try and persuade them that he wasn't the armed robberist and that this car did belong to him and that it was no longer a wanted car and that he wasn't one of the wanted gangsters. Needless to say, about a week later, that Dad sold his E-Type Jag because he got pulled over, I think, 3 times. Wanted car, you're a wanted man. I think he was done 3 times apparently, or something like that. So he sold the car, his pride and joy. Oh God. It's a trot thing. This is a trot thing, He forgot he'd have driven down. I forget. Oh dear. Okay, I've been talking for over an hour now. It's gone really fast. And I haven't really mentioned that many people. I'm going to mention, who should I mention today? Well, I've actually, I put people's name in. So it's really very funny, but it is. He's a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, safe car park. Mind you, in these days, they would nick them and then they burnt the car. So he was very lucky he got the car back. So, okay, cards for the collective. The friendship. Children, as you can see, I'm having a real giggle because I'm taking care of the body care. So my brunch is, I started eating that. So my brunch, my food today is going to be jam donut and Smirnoff ice. Oh, and I've got a 12 left. Hey. So that's my chocolate for today. So, wishing you all a fantastic, hi Andy, wishing you all an absolute fantastic afternoon. And as Andy's on now, I'm saying thank you for waking me up this morning. I spoke all about you earlier on. So yes. Nini response laughing at trot thing. Anyone want to need? I'm sure it's versions, and that's it. I was going to message my brothers to ask them what was the version of my dad. I'm sure it was an E-Type Jag 7. Or was it 5 point? I don't know. I can't remember. This is going back years and years and years. Oh, it was the funniest thing ever. Oh God! As you see, it's a trot thing. I mean, I had my car stolen once. It was only stolen for about half an hour, but that's another story. See, I'm getting in touch with my child. Giggles. Childhood. Okay, let's get sensible. So we've done our card reading for the collective. I've had a giggle. I've talked about my treats. I don't think I'm going to get any treats left on my doorstep, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to message my friend Julie over the road, and who's now actually working from home. So I have to make sure I don't do it during her work hours because I think she has to log on at work and she's working from home. So I'm going to message her this afternoon because I've got my bananas have gone very, very soft. This one's bananas too. And when I moved house, I got rid of all my baking trays and stuff. So and she makes the most amazing, I'm going to mention her, she makes the most amazing banana cake. So I'm going to leave these soft brown bananas on her doorstep with a note, please make me into a cake. Get my own back on all the things she leaves on my doorstep. I'm so going to miss this lockdown because I'm not going to have anyone leaving interesting things. And someone came, Steve, have you eaten that bag of Twiglets? Because he actually came to the window. He stood at the gate. I wasn't very good. I was never make a cricketer. And you go, I'll come for my Twiglets. Oh God! So I'll twirl my hand, Andy. So I threw this bag of Twiglets at him. It missed him and it hit the head. So there he was, bananas in PJ image. Yeah, it's not very good. Yeah, Mickey Mouse one. So I threw this bag of Twiglets at him and it missed and went into the edge. So there he was. Well, we were totally social distancing because, like I said, I was in my flat window lounge, first floor, and he was on the ground by the pavement, so we were more than 6 feet apart. Twiglets. It all happens in Eastfield Road, and in fact, I just want to say a shout out to Eastfield Road because I've been complaining. You know, every week, you know, we sort of at the NHS and everyone, which I'm really proud of. So, of course, the first week I went out, I was the only one. The second week I went out, Brian and Julie over the road, and Julie works for the NHS, joined me. Then last week I had this man came out and wanted to know what the noise was about. I was complaining about me drumming it, and I thought, you need to look at your dilly. Well, this week I was thinking, who's going to come out? This old man who complained about the noise, he came out and he was there clapping. And Julie and Brian came out and they were clapping. And then someone else, a couple of other people came out and I could hear saucepans being banged. So well done, Eastfield Road. It's taken you about 4 weeks to get there. Maybe it was because I was drumming and they were fed up with it. And then I kept going, woohoo! But yeah, well done, Eastfield Road in Delapre. At long last, some of you are coming out at 8 o'clock to go, whee, for the NHS and all the carers and all the delivery people and all the drivers. Yeah, you are all doing, in the first line work, you are doing amazing. And I take my hat off for you. And it breaks my heart, really, that due to Joey and my asthma, that I'm one of the people who's stuck in for 12 weeks and can't get out there. And help. Otherwise, I'd love to be out there for a job at Tesco or like that. Did the benefits call you yesterday? I'm just going to message Stacey. Still on live chat in 5 minutes. So that's Stacey. That's the fiance, not girlfriend. That's probably she's probably because she goes, oh God, she can't be talking for an hour. So yeah, so unfortunately because I'm one of these people who go stay in for 12 weeks, I can't go out there, but this is why I'm, you know, trying to think of how I can help people. But that's my problem, not your problem. Way to go, take imaginary hat and not God. I'm not sure what you mean about that, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, I am really going to go because I can't believe this. It's got longer and longer. You know, one day I'm going to be on here for 24 hours and I can talk for 24 hours. Don't know how many of you will join me, but yeah. Now I've got a lot of business stuff to do today because I've had a brainwave. Thank you, Andy, for kicking me up my arse this morning at 7:30. Maybe you could ring me every day at 7:30 and get me up. Yeah, no, I'm not going to encourage him. His wife might start wondering why he's ringing me every day. Get me up to get going, but I have achieved a hell of a lot today, actually, so it does help getting up in the morning. So I'm just off to have a salad and finish it off. That's a healthy bit. Have my jam donut because I took one mouthful of it, and then this afternoon at 4 o'clock, cup of tea time on my 12 on my afternoon snack. I'm going to make potato and leek soup for my tea tonight. I am going to have to, well, actually, no, because I'm only going straight over the road. If I put a jumper on, no one's going to spot me, so I don't need to get dressed. Unless Eastfield Road spot me in my PJs. Dumping these soft brown bananas on Julie's doorstep. What a sight for sore eyes, not. Yeah, sponsored talk. I'd make a bloody fortune. I could never do a sponsored silence. Oh my gosh, can you imagine me trying to be silent for 30 seconds? I talk in my sleep, apparently, as well as other things. Look, I'm going to go. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I've wasted your time for an hour and 10 minutes. All those who sort of stuck with it, you probably didn't, because I just can't tell now. In the old live videos, you used to be able to know how many people were joining you and coming and going. I mean, I could have been talking to no one for the last hour and 10 minutes and just to myself. And no, maybe Andy. But thank you for everyone who's joined me. Thank you for everyone who have doing this on catch up. What I'm going to ask a special favour. If you know of anyone who, it's really sad, and would benefit from a giggle about the E-Type Jack story, feel free to like and share this video. Okay, but only to friends who you think. Don't just like and share it to, well, you like it, but don't well, you can share it to everyone you want. So, because I want to go viral. Not vinyl like the LPs, but viral. Then I can boast to my kids, I've gone viral. The other thing I want to ask a massive favour, because I am working on my business and I do need your help. So this is my serious hat. Serious hat. I'll go and get my woolly hat in a minute, but this is my serious hat. Okay, business. If you know anyone who may benefit, even if it's not you, but if you know of anyone on your friends list who may benefit from a Reiki Teddy or may benefit from the healing pages, even if you aren't into the healing and Reiki Teddy yourself, but you may know of someone who may benefit from it, it'd be amazing if you could invite them to like the page, okay, or like and share my Reiki Teddy videos. The other thing, if you know of anyone who may be interested in a reading, again, it may not be you, but there may be a friend of yours on your list who may be into tarot reading. If you could like and share my Healing Hands page. Don't like and share it to every Tom, Dick and Harry, because people just like your page, but they don't interact, and it affects the logarithms or something of your page. So what I need more is, rather than hundreds and hundreds of likes, I actually need hundreds of people interacting. So only invite people who you think will benefit from being a member on Healing Hand Services, or anyone who you know may be interested in meditation. Even if you're not interested in meditation, you may have a friend or a relative who does meditation. Please invite them to the Reiki and meditation group. And again, if you know of anyone who's got animals and may be interested in the Reiki animal page, a group, that would mean so much. So I'm going to finish now and send you all lots of love and healing. Remember to work from your heart brain, not your ego brain. Work from your heart brain at the moment to lift all the energy. I'm going to send you lots of love and healing, pink energy, and asking Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to spend the rest of the day with you. And thank you for joining today. I love your company. I love your comments. Make as many comments as you like, because it helps this. And I love you all, and thank you very much for joining with me and sticking out. And 1 hour 14 minutes. It's a record. Catch you tomorrow. So not just Tom, Dick or Harry. Well, unless Tom is into meditating, or Dick's into meditating, or Harry's into meditating. I mean, if you think they'll help my logarithm for the page, because like I said, Facebook work on a strange thing. Just because you've got loads of likes doesn't mean you're up there. What keeps you up there is the activity on your pages. And this is why whenever people just make a comment, I like to comment back. Like on Reiki Teddy pages, when I send my daily healing and then someone says thank you, I always message them, because, well, I am thanking that person, but it's helping keep the logarithms and keeping the page up active. And then, you know, Facebook will advertise it. But if you have hundreds of people but no one's on it, your page goes really low and gets ignored. So it's the activity that keeps your page going. That's why I'm trying to do all these activities like angel card readings and healing and stuff like that to keep the page going. It's interesting. You see, I learned all that today in my business meeting. So it's now been 1 minute 15. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I'm going for my healthy salad and unhealthy donut with yet another cup of tea, and I'll catch you all lunchtime tomorrow. Love you all. Take care. Stay safe, and please stay inside. Love you. Hang on, I can't